Hello. I feel something stirring in the collective, uh, and I couldn't really pinpoint it. It's been going on for a while, and so I went on YouTube and I was watching for trends. Uh, I even used vidIQ uh, because I'm working on my new channel, Reality Check. I'm even attempting to make a documentary about uh, the fear people have on the future of AI, and yeah, it's gonna be a cool documentary because one thing they all miss is that yeah, the danger of AI might be true, might be real, but to be fearful of it is still a choice. So I had a discussion with AI, and I was watching YouTube videos all about AI because that's the main thing so many speak about. Then a whole documentary about CERN and what you're actually doing, explained really nice. Um, yeah, and me as a scientist, I understand it, but my mom would not really get it, not any of it. What they're actually doing, what they actually found out. And I get it. I mean, if this is not your cup of tea. So, but yeah, I feel something stirring, and I don't think it's AI that people fear. I don't think it's uh, a migration that people fear. I don't think that. Um, I don't actually think they fear the future. I think they fear the now. But yeah, you need a certain level of consciousness to realize that most of the fears or the thoughts around fear, the fearful thoughts, are based on assumptions, um, convictions, the stories you've been told that many of you never questioned. Because so many are not aware that fear is a choice. Danger might be real, but fear is a choice. I've spoken into this before, but when you're not aware, even of being fearful or having fearful thoughts about your future, what a wonderful language, English. um, then, yeah, you're just surviving in survival mode. You go to your job every day to make money, and then you come home, and in the long term you will have saved just enough money to pay for a holiday for 2 weeks. So 50 weeks you're working your ass off, and 2 weeks you finally get a holiday. And usually, where do people go on a holiday? It's not really a holiday, it's more like an attempt to escape reality. But if you're escaping reality 15 weeks a year, of course you're not suddenly gonna succeed by spending 2 weeks in Spain or Greece or in some Asian country or visiting the States or whatever. No. So what I feel stirring is they've been feeding and increasingly the fear narratives, whether on social media, on television, the newspaper, through your colleagues, your next door neighbor, your own family. You're not aware of the vibrational level of fear, the low vibrational level of fear. If you live in this constant state of fear, if you live in this low vibration of being in survival mode all the time, of course you're not gonna see through the fear narratives. Of course you're not gonna see through how your mind is being influenced by frequencies from outside. And I'm not saying I have all the answers. No. No, I know that I live by certain principles, but because I'm a Pisces, I can change these principles in an instant when they no longer fit the story I'm living. So I can change the story at any time, which in itself is a story, because maybe, and some people who know me for a longer period of time, they might actually see quite the opposite. That, I'm also the iron dog in the Chinese astrology, which is, not that flexible. I'm like this steel rod. You cannot bend. Impossible to bend. Yeah, so this, the two sides of the coin. On one side, I'm very flexible, very easy to adjust. And on the other hand, I'm very stuck in my own stories. Kind of paradoxal. Or, ironic. Depends on how you want to look at it. To me, it's all part of the human game that we're playing. And what are people so afraid of? Yeah, AI taking over, everybody losing their job. And they make one great point. Let's say there's a country in Africa and they are piss poor. Very high famine rates. Famine, like hunger, people being hungry all the time. And the president of that country, he doesn't really care. And then suddenly they discover oil or a very important mineral in the ground, and they start mining it. And suddenly the GBP, I think that's the term, suddenly the country is really rich. And the president, he doesn't invest in his people, like, now we are very rich, so now we can feed everybody. No, he's interested in getting more oil or more of this mineral out of the ground, more money. So, what do these countries that are in the AI race be the first one to have the best AI, which is the US, China, and the other players, but these are the two major players. At some point, they will realize, okay, I actually don't need humans. If AI and robots is providing for everything, so they're not going to invest in humans. They're not going to invest in AI to make life for humans better. No, they're going to invest in AI making their life better, so they no longer need humans. I think that's the biggest danger. Yeah. These dudes don't care about you at all. No. It's pure self-interest. But yeah, that danger is real. But there's infinite possibilities. So it could very well be that, like 2020, what they say, it was part of their agenda to slowly start pushing people into choosing this one world government. You will own nothing and be happy. But actually, what happened in 2020 is many people woke up. Many people started realizing, wait, there's something going on, something fishy going on here. So, actually, quite the opposite happened. And then you can also wonder, was this also part of their program? Was this also part of their idea? Did they already know that was going to happen? I don't think so. I don't think they're that smart, because they're dealing with humans, and AI does not understand humans for the very simple reason that AI is not human. To an AI, human being is probably very illogical, very inefficient. But yeah, that's what makes us human, and that's why we are so brilliantly stupid. Our strongest quality is being human. Okay. So yeah, something is stirring, and but not concerning me. No, it's more like, okay, so that's happening. That's what I pick up. The fear narrative and how humans decide, unconsciously mostly, of course, but how humans decide to agree with the narrative, to give consent. And therefore, many will make the wrong decisions, which is, there's nothing wrong with making the wrong decisions. Because that's how we learn. That's how we evolve. Doing really stupid stuff and do it again. Again and again and again and again. That's how we do it. That's how we do it again. Okay, see you tomorrow. Cheers.